From our Toronto studios, this is the Muslim News on Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aylia Batool. Our top story for today: the FBI has arrested an Egyptian national, Abdullah Hassan, for allegedly planning a mass casualty attack on the Israeli consulate in New York. Hassan was caught after an undercover FBI agent posing as an extremist gained his trust and was recruited by him to carry out the attack. He was studying at George Mason University in Virginia. George Mason University has banned Hassan from campus, emphasizing safety protocols amid the investigation. He allegedly recruited the informant to conduct a mass casualty attack at the Consulate General of Israel in New York. The White House has warned a government shutdown would destabilize the nation as President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance push Republicans to reject a bipartisan funding deal. Spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre said the shutdown would harm families, veterans, and Social Security recipients. He accused Republicans of playing politics and risking basic services. Trump and Vance called the proposed spending package, which includes disaster relief, farmer aid, and prescription drug reforms, a betrayal, urging GOP lawmakers to block it. Trump argued on Truth Social that the debt ceiling debate should happen under President Joe Biden's administration, not during his. He encouraged Republicans to call Democrats' bluff on government funding. With the deadline looming, House Speaker Mike Johnson is considering a scaled-back agreement. The standoff threatens billions in aid for hurricane recovery, infrastructure, and healthcare reforms, leaving Americans bracing for potential disruptions. The Teamsters Union has launched what it calls the largest strike against Amazon in U.S. history. The strike has been called against the company's refusal to negotiate with unionized drivers and warehouse workers. Thousands of employees from major cities, including New York, San Francisco, and Atlanta, are participating. More facilities are poised to join if Amazon continues to resist contract talks. Union President Sean O'Brien blames Amazon's insatiable greed for the unrest. He said the strike will highlight workers' struggles with long hours, insufficient pay, and poor conditions. Drivers and warehouse staff demand collective bargaining rights and better treatment. Amazon claims no legal obligation to negotiate but faces pressure from the National Labor Relations Board, which deems the company a joint employer. Workers describe the strike as historic and vow to persist until Amazon agrees to talk. Ali Mohammed, who works for an Amazon delivery service partner, told Common Dreams they usually work 10-hour shifts, sometimes more, to handle the large number of packages. Amazon, which has a market cap of more than $2 trillion and spends big on anti-union consultants, insists it does not have a legal obligation to bargain with the Teamsters. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has urged nations to set rules for the use of artificial intelligence. He said there is a need to minimize the tremendous threats to international peace and security posed by AI. But at the same time, AI can accelerate progress on nearly 80% of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Blinken noted the risk of AI-enhanced cyber attacks that are more destructive and harder to trace. He outlined the U.S.'s leadership role in international efforts to regulate AI and emphasized the country's responsibility as the home of major tech companies. He urged nations with leading tech sectors to ensure AI is used responsibly and called on UN member states to help set and enforce international norms for AI. Elon Musk is under fire for sharing AI-generated images of U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren in stereotypical Native American attire. The posts made on X referenced Donald Trump's controversial Pocahontas nickname for Warren, stemming from her claims of Native American ancestry. Musk's images depicting Warren in a feathered headdress and buckskin attire were criticized as perpetuating racist stereotypes. Lauren Van Schildgaard of UCLA's Native Nations Law and Policy Center condemns the images. She highlighted AI's problematic portrayal of Native Americans as a monolithic group. The controversy follows Warren's call for President-elect Donald Trump to enforce strict ethics guidelines for Musk, a key advisor to prevent conflicts of interest. She accused Musk of using his influence to prioritize personal gain, urging Trump to uphold ethics in government. Critics view Musk's post as deflecting attention from these allegations with offensive humor. Bringing more news after the break, stay tuned and we will be right back. Welcome back. The Council on American Islamic Relations has urged major U.S. media outlets to feature Palestinian and Palestinian American guests on prominent talk shows. A report by The Nation revealed that since October 7th, Palestinians were absent from popular TV programs like NBC's Meet the Press, ABC's This Week, and CNN's State of the Union. Israeli officials, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, made 20 appearances across these platforms. CARE highlighted the lack of coverage on critical issues such as thousands of Palestinian hostages, apartheid allegations, and the ongoing siege on Gaza. The organization criticized the media's bias, calling for balanced representation and fair reporting. CARE's communication director Ibrahim Hooper emphasized the need for neutral coverage and offered support to book Palestinian guests. CARE also condemns Israel's targeting of journalists and the Biden administration's complicity in Gaza's humanitarian crisis. At least 77 Palestinians were killed and 174 injured in relentless Israeli airstrikes and artillery fire across Gaza, the health ministry reported. The attacks targeted residential areas, schools, and displaced civilians. In the Sabra neighborhood of Gaza City, airstrikes on family homes killed 9 people and injured many others. Israeli drones targeted motorcycles in southern Gaza, killing 3, while separate strikes in Rafah and central Gaza City left 6 dead and several wounded. A drone strike in Deir al-Balah killed another person. At school shelters in Gaza City, 15 forcibly displaced Palestinians were killed. Heavy shelling in Beit Lahia, Jabalia refugee camp, and surrounding areas leveled entire neighborhoods, leaving devastating echoes across northern Gaza. Doctors Without Borders has accused Israeli forces of clear signs of ethnic cleansing in their ongoing military operations. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 45,206 Palestinians and wounded 107,512 since October 7, 2023. Among them are at least 644 athletes, including 359 football players, according to the Palestinian Football Association. At least 91 of them were children, it said. On November 21st, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. Israel also faces a genocide case at the International Court of Justice for its deadly war on Gaza. The Syrian Civil Defense White Helmets has issued an appeal urging authorities to protect mass graves. They are believed to contain the remains of civilians killed under the ousted Bashar al-Assad regime. The humanitarian group highlighted concerns over unprofessional handling of the graves, warning random exhumations could damage vital forensic evidence. The group has appealed to families of the forcibly disappeared to exercise patience and avoid visiting or disturbing grave sites. White Helmets also stressed the importance of ethical media coverage, urging journalists to report responsibly while respecting victims' dignity and family emotions. On December 16th, Anadolu documented mass graves in the Baghdad Bridge area near Damascus. The site is believed to contain the remains of civilians killed during the Assad's regime rule. In Syria, instruments used to torture people have been uncovered at the Aleppo prison. The prison housed numerous solitary cells and wards with names and dates carved into the doors by prisoners. The torture instruments drew attention. Whips, blindfolds, tire rubbers, and ceiling-hung chained handcuffs have been found as the prison doors were opened after the fall of the regime. Biometric photos belonging to many people, including women, also were founded. It is understood that many people recently stayed there as blankets were founded on the floor. It also is clear these people slept cramped on the ground. Bashar al-Assad, Syria's leader for nearly 25 years, fled to Russia after anti-regime forces seized control of Damascus on December 8th. Following the fall of the Ba'ath regime, the harrowing stories of those brutally tortured and killed by the Assad regime have begun to emerge, most notably in the infamous Sadanaya prison. Dutch-Moroccan artist Sarah Amrani's debut exhibition, Terror of Beauty, is captivating audiences in Amsterdam, where it runs until February. Hosted at Foam, the exhibition examines the pressure Muslim women face in a digital world dominated by Western beauty ideals. Central to the show is a holographic mannequin that showcases perfect symmetry under a beautifying filter. Yet from other angles, the image fragments, highlighting the disconnect between evolving beauty standards and the static perception of the hijab. Amrani calls the hijab a powerful tool of female empowerment, challenging its negative portrayal in European discourse. Foam curator Aya Musa praised Amrani's work for offering a fresh perspective. By placing the hijab within the context of AI-driven beauty and virtual identities, Amrani opens a dialogue about cultural traditions adapting to the digital age. The exhibition delves deeper into identity and empowerment. It reflects Amrani's experience as a Dutch-Moroccan artist navigating between traditional and modern cultures. With a multidisciplinary approach, she challenges stereotypes, advocating for the inclusion of Muslim women in discussions on beauty, technology, and identity. Amrani's hopes to humanize Muslim women in the Netherlands, where restrictive laws and political polarization have marginalized them. She critiques social media's role in promoting westernized aesthetics while celebrating its potential for self-expression. Terror of Beauty invites visitors to rethink beauty and individualism, presenting the hijab as a frame for empowerment rather than scrutiny. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV. Assalamu alaikum.